What's up, guys? Today we are back in the shop and we're going to be talking about how to do an EGR block off for testing purposes only. EPA do not come for me. I am going to tell you guys, and it is 100% according to the EPA illegal to bypass or delete any emissions equipment. EGR is considered emissions equipment, so it is not legal to operate a vehicle on the road with the EGR bypassed. However, there are situations where you might need to bypass the EGR, such as if you suspect a problem with either a vacuum leak coming from the EGR valve or from the lines to the EGR valve, or if you think the EGR valve may be stuck open, you may have to bypass it temporarily to see if that solves the problem. So, because of that, we have every grounds to look at how you would go about bypassing and deleting the EGR, and that's what we're going to do today. So here we've got some examples of some of the stuff that's going on, and I'll show you how you would go about it. Now, your EGR, this is your EGR valve and the lines right here. You've got the one that goes right here to the exhaust manifold on the back. Then you've got this line that comes forward and goes right here to the front of the intake manifold. I'll show you what that looks like too. That is the front of the intake manifold where that goes in. So basically on both sides you've got a hole where a bolt's going to go, and you've got this big hole where this goes in. So if you were, what ZZP used to sell, and they don't sell it anymore, is they used to sell a plate that would fit right over the end of this and block off that hole. You could put some RTV under it and it would block it off, and then that would be the end of that. But they don't sell that anymore because the EPA has everyone afraid to do any sort of emissions bypassing, so that's off the table. Now, the way that we used to do EGR bypasses before that will involve tearing up one of these lines or both of these lines. So if you're not prepared to do that, you may want to go a different route. But the easiest, cheapest way to do a bypass is if you look at this line right here, if you cut this piece will come off. And when it comes off, you'll be left with this, which is basically a block off plate, but it's got a hole. Fortunately, if you need to block this hole, there's a pretty inexpensive way to do it. Looking at the side that faces there, a nickel fits perfectly in that hole. So all you need to do, put a little RTV right there, stick the nickel to it, put a little RTV on that side, and bolt that up just like that, and you've essentially got a block off plate. And since the nickel is metal and it's okay to get hot, you can use that on both the exhaust side, which would put it right there, or the intake side to block it off. Now, alternatively, you can drill and tap this hole and get a plug that'll go in there. There are pipe plugs and stuff that are the right size, so that's another way to do it. That's just more work. But someone asked about it and wanted to know about the old nickel mod, and that is it right there. You just stick that in there, you bolt this thing back down, and you've got a 5-cent block off plate. So that is basically it. Once again, this is for testing purposes only. According to the EPA, it is illegal to bypass or defeat any factory emissions system in a car. So if you do this modification, you do it at your own risk, but that is how it's done. So just letting you know, but I'm out of here for this. If this was helpful, drop this video a like. It helps my channel grow. Drop me a comment and let me know what you think, or if you think of a better way to do it than this. And make sure you're subscribed to my channel and you've hit the bell icon so that YouTube will let you know when I upload, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching, and peace.